Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm honoring Remembrance and Veterans Day by creating a wooden cross with flowers in honor of military veterans and armed forces members who have died in the line of duty. I started off by going to the Steve Good website where I found this beautiful cross. It was a religious cross, but I wanted to turn it into something for Veterans and Remembrance Day. So what I did was I blew up the image on my printer, and then I decided to put less foliage in the picture. So I just blacked out the parts that I didn't want to cut, and I kept in the parts that I did. So here I am using my scroll saw, and I'm feeding the blade through a pilot hole that I had made in the project. I'm using spiral blades, and I'm just cutting out the flower petals. I thought this pattern was so beautiful, and it reminded me of poppies. The red poppy is a symbol of Remembrance Day that was inspired by the poem In Flanders Fields, written by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae. Red poppy pins are sold by the Royal Canadian Legion and worn by millions of Canadians in the weeks leading up to and on November 11th. The poppy is a visual pledge to never forget those who sacrificed for our freedom. 2021 marks the 100th anniversary of the Remembrance Poppy in Canada. Veterans have served throughout history in a broad range of conflicts and situations, from world wars to peacekeeping missions to crisis on the home front. After all of my petals and flowers were cut out, here's how it looked. And I decided to put some color in the back because I wanted the flowers to look like poppies. So originally I tried using red paint for the color, but I didn't like it. So I had this old Santa hat, and I decided to cut it up and put it in the back of the project, and it made the red pop on the cross. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just cutting out the pieces of Santa hat and measuring where they should go. And I had this little foam board with black on it, and I decided to take the black pieces off the foam board and use those for the middle of the poppies. Now I created this project on a live, and if you want to see the full version of it, I'll link it in the description box below. Remembrance Day is a day for all Canadians to remember the men and women who served and sacrificed for our country. It is a day we encourage every individual, young and old, to pause and give thanks and to remember. From the Canadian Legion. Veterans Day, which is also on the same day as Remembrance Day, honors military veterans who are people who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Both honor major hostilities of World War I were formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. Did you know the color yellow? Traditionally, yellow ribbons were worn as a sign of hope as women waited for their men to come home from war. Today, yellow ribbons are still used to welcome home loved ones. Yellow roses also symbolize remembrance and a warm memory or a token of appreciation to another. I had these little spots in the cross that weren't flowers, they were just little rectangles, and I thought it would be great if I used some yellow to put behind there. And I thought it went really well together. Once that was done, I took some scrap paper and I was just measuring out how big of a piece I needed. And there were a little bit of glue strands, so I was just weeding those out. And here's how the cross looks like so far. It's really beautiful. My live audience and I decided that it should go on a black backer. So I glued the backer to the piece of craft paper. And then I proceeded to glue on the cross. I cut out a piece of wood on my scroll saw because I thought it would look a lot better on a piece of wood. And I glued the backer to the wood. And once that was done, I had a plate stand and I used that as the stand. Every year at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, we gather in memorial parks, community halls, workplaces, schools, and homes to stand in honor of all who have fallen. Remember, on November 11th, to observe a moment of silence to mark the sacrifice of the many who have fallen in the service of their country and to acknowledge the courage of those who served and still serve. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if you liked it. Most importantly, take a moment now and then to reflect on the freedoms and peace in your life. And remember the men and women who served and sacrificed for all we have today. Make sure to dream, smile, and laugh out loud, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.